Fellas, what's not as attractive or sexy as women think it is? Basically any intentional misdirection, like playing games, hard to get, only hinting towards feelings, never saying anything, etc. Like I don't think I've ever looked at someone and went, oh, they can't communicate at all, god I wanna date them. I had a friend like that. She basically thought that men had to fight for her. Whenever she dated someone she made a point of pushing them away at least once and then expected the guy to chase after her and prove he was really into her. It was all if he really likes me he'll come back. Girl, if you really liked him you wouldn't play that game. Intentionally difficult to read signals of interest. I don't consider myself dumb at all, but I'm no genius either. If it feels like I'm trying to decode hieroglyphs with you, I'm probably gonna give up. I chased someone for months. We did manage a hot date or two and then I was ghosted. I tried and tried, but nothing. I later got married and when we did finally catch up she told me I was always here, like I gave up. The mind, it boggles. When they think being crazy is like a positive or attractive thing. Like yeah, I punch my boyfriend if he doesn't pay attention to me, I'm quirky lol. Like no, you're just toxic. Abuse isn't funny when women do it, and I wish we'd quit normalizing it. Granted, we're getting better. Like when Cardigan talked about how crazy she was, like it was a joke and not an abusive relationship. Do unto others, man. Cardigan had me in sticks. Thank you. My current girlfriend would purposely bring conversations to a dead end to see if I would keep talking to her and bring up new topics. She was interested in me and was trying to find out if I was too by continuing to talk to her. However, it came off as she is not at all interested in me and did not want to continue talking to me. Please don't do this to anyone ever. This sounds like something you'd read in a Cosmo article. 15 ways to see if he really likes you. Being anything other than genuine. It's really hard to do, since we're all scared that if we let people see our true selves, they won't like us. But the truth is that the true you is the most beautiful you. Dang, that's refreshing. I put my true self out there to my ex, but he was certain I was exactly like all his exes. Like, no, this is me. See me for who I am, not who you're afraid I'll be, was the biggest thing that was in our way. He carried that baggage with him like a loaded mule. Playing hard to get. Man, I absolutely hate that and I know many agree with me. Hard to get makes you hard to want. Don't compare us to an ex. Even if we have a bigger dong, you're just building paranoia that we're constantly being compared to someone else. I want to be thought of as wonderful on my own terms in a unique way to them. Being ultra dramatic up and down. To be fair, I think this works when young women do it with young guys. It draws them in. But as guys emotionally mature and figure out what they want out of life, it becomes more of a red flag than a manic pixie dream girl situation. The female equivalent of the bad boy. Sounds emotionally draining. The Kardashian look. Pumped up lips and a disproportionately large butt are a huge turn off for me. It's just not natural. All the other Kims with the pumped up lips better run. The duck face look and almost all lip enhancements like injections. It looks like you're having an allergic reaction and I feel like I need to get you some Benadryl. I have a cleft lip and didn't think twice about your comment before I got to the edit. My takeaway from reading a bunch of comments: don't hide who you are. Plastic surgery, fake voices, unclear intentions, desires are all very unattractive. Just be honest with who you are and what you want. Oh, you forgot the realest advice. Let yourself be vulnerable. A good prospective partner won't punish you for it, and it can establish that feeling of connection people want. Playing hard to get is annoying, especially when she's given signals that couldn't even be picked up by NASA. I don't want to be too pushy either, so I can't tell if she wants me to stop or to ask her out. Just let us know. You don't have to flat out tell us, but be risky with the hints. In a world where it's increasingly unacceptable for men to make women feel uncomfortable, if I think there is even a 2% chance she is not into me, then I'm out. It's very easy to make someone uncomfortable if you think they are into you but they aren't. So if she plays hard to get, I'm not taking chances. I need to know for sure whether she is into me or not. Being a bad bee. Like basically being someone who loves starting crap and having problems with other people, especially other girls. Having enemies and acting all hard isn't cute. Girls being toxically controlling and overbearing. Like a girl not letting her BF have any time to himself and always have to know what he's doing. And then when you try to see what she's doing, she blows up in your face. Why do girls think that makes them look cute? I did this crap with my ex. I didn't do it to look cute. I'm a guy BTW. After we had broken up and I had really worked to better myself, I really just realized that most of the crap I did was from my own insecurities and I didn't even really think of it when it was all happening. Uncomfortable shoes. I hope you feel attractive and sexy in them, because wow, it's painful to watch you hobble and struggle through the car park. You fricking leave my clown shoes out of this. That fake surprise. When it seems like they're completely astonished to see you, you could just say hi instead of "what are you doing in my house?" When a woman tries to sit on a boner to tease you, to me it just hurts when she sits on it if it's tucked away into my pants. Sit on her boobs to return the favor. Drawn on eyebrows. Makeup as a whole is fine, but shaving off your eyebrows just to draw them on just turns me off. My cousin draws her eyebrows too high. When I told her, she looked surprised. For me, it's not about motivation. It's not wanting to be anything remotely like Harvey Weinstein combined with a general level of obliviousness that's tied to my lack of belief that anyone would be remotely interested. It's a mighty powerful combination. I definitely agree with that first part. I don't want to become that creep that can't take no for an answer. If a girl shows me in any way that she isn't interested, I am not going to keep trying. Honestly, anyone that plays hard to get is childish, so not much of a loss. I had a coworker complain to me that guys don't pay her any attention, don't chase her or put forth any effort, etc. Went out with her one night and she was playing games with these guys. Hard to get was putting it nicely. We're now in a no means no dating world. You're telling guys no and you're irritated BC they actually listen WTF. This. Any sensible guy has been ingrained with the no means no, so we give up at the first sign of hesitation, be it games or not, cause we've been taught to be ultra respectful, not flirty. I almost missed out on the chance to tell the girl I care about how I actually felt. She's someone overseas I met in an online MMO and she had already been approached by a few guys who seemed to think she was interested just because she talked to them. She typically had bad interactions with them, especially one bloke who didn't seem to take no for a proper answer. I racked my brain for ages trying to figure out whether she talks to me just because I'm a friend or if it was something more. I decided to not pursue in order to not come off like those other desperate guys and keep her friendship. I then proceeded to miss a ton of clear "I like you" messages from her, like compliments, special attention. Heck, I even got a funny Valentine's card from her and just laughed it off as haha, that's pretty good. Remained oblivious for over 2 years until I had a drunk Discord call with her where she blurted out how she felt after having given up on me for a while. Confessed back to her, with a tad bit of Dutch courage, sometime later, and I'll hopefully be visiting her once these COVID lockdowns calm down. Moral of the story is, give it a shot cause you never really know for sure how someone feels about you. A year or so ago I made a move on a friend of mine. Just a direct question. She said no, so of course I dropped it. She was impressed, as though it was some sign that I'm a really good dude. Just reminds me of this one comedian who pointed out, really? That's how low we've set the bar? I'm pretty sure the alternative is a felony. The comedian is Sam Morrill. He's been hot lately. His most recent special was released on YouTube for free. Playing hard to get is one of the worst things anyone can do, as it totally undermines the mentality of no means no and replaces it with no means try harder. When no can sometimes mean yes, suddenly there's room for misinterpretation. In short, saying no means try harder for you personally isn't just about you personally. Underrated comment right there. Being respectful of women, I'm going to immediately take aloofness. Hard to get or negging as straight up rejection. Maybe jerks and narcissists often get with desirable women because they don't give up. My years of bullying as a child taught me to believe that if a woman is making it easy for me, then it's either a practical joke of some kind or she wants something specific from me. In middle school a girl came up to me all smiling and stuff and asked me if I wanted to go out with her. She was really cute, so I was thinking that it had to be a joke. Found out about 10 years later she was serious. I was still in school and one day the popular pretty girl started talking to me about Dungeons and Dragons. I was puzzled, but it was nice to receive some attention and apparent interest in the game. Turns out her being nice was a decoy to allow another girl to stick an insulting note about me on my back. Same, I distrust almost anyone being nice to me in general. Always waiting for the other shoe to drop is no fun. My last ex told me when we were getting together, dude, I am broken as frick. I was like, frick, so am I, even though I don't just come out and say, listen, boys and girls, if they warn your butt ahead of time, you fricking believe them. Also, I'm almost through dating witches. The last two took a troubled heart and they fricked it to pieces. If the next witch girl I date breaks my heart, I'm done. Like 90% sure this time. I learned the hard way. My ex told me her ex said she's crazy and I dismissed it. Was probably a clear warning what I was about to get myself into looking back. The "if you can't handle me at my worst" saying is basically a nicer way of saying I accept you to tolerate all my butthole behavior on the off chance I might be semi-tolerable for a few hours. I struggle with this because I think there's a grain of truth. Even a very healthy relationship will have some kind of rough times, and if you bail the moment things get tough, you're in butt waffle. But that's not how people use this quote. It's used as an excuse to opt out of any self-control or consideration of how one person's actions affect others. The idea is that my best cancels out my worst. But that's not how relationships work. You don't undo bad behavior with good behavior. In a healthy relationship, you're obligated to make all possible efforts to be as shitty as possible at all times. Ghosting a man, or woman, or other, when you're in a relationship or dating. It's not fun when they do it to you. It's not fun when you do it to them. You're not playing hard to get. You're just telling the person you like that they're not important enough to get back to in a timely manner. If you're busy, that's cool. If you don't want to talk, that's cool too. If you're not as interested as we are, sucks but a-okay. Just say so. Same goes for one-word replies, especially when you're miffed. We're notoriously bad mind readers, and the only difference between us is that most of the time we won't question you, we'll just feel badly. Also, remember that people can see when you're typing. How I Met Your Mother has a term for this. On the hook. When you're keeping someone on your hook, you're just keeping them around because it makes you feel good knowing you always have that one person to fall back on, even though you personally don't, and never will, have any romantic feelings for this person. My first girlfriend and her mom always accidentally called me by her ex's name for the first 5 months of our relationship. I broke up with her after 6 months together. She was my first GF. I already had low self-confidence, was trying to figure out the whole dating thing, and they made me question if I was just a replacement for the ex. We both looked alike apparently. Unfortunately, 13 years later, I was 16 then, now I'm 29. I still haven't been in a good relationship. Maybe it was a sign for what my future romantic life would hold. It takes some of us longer than others to find a person with whom we can really connect. I've been with my girlfriend for a year now, which is my second longest relationship, and it is the first time that I understand how an awesome relationship feels. I just turned 40. I hope you come across a good relationship sooner than that, but if not, it's totally worth the wait. Don't fake interest in my interests. If you don't like football or video games, just say so. I couldn't give two shoots about steam trains and trains in general, except to notice that some of them look neat. My husband is obsessed with them. What do? I point out trains wherever we go because I know he will want to watch. I send him random trains that come up in memes. I am looking for a cross-stitch pattern to stitch for him of a steam train. I'm helping him build a goddamned 5x9 layout in our basement and just hung 6 shelves for him to display part of his collection. Do I care about trains? Number. But I love my husband and want to see him happy and have fun with his hobbies. Do I let him play train videos late at night with sound on? Number. He knows better. My hobbies are a bit quieter, but he also will send me memes about art and look at cross-stitch patterns with me. And I have successfully gotten him into multiple book series and Welcome to Night Vale. face with tears of joy. I'm basically agreeing with you and just pointing out that there are lots of ways to be aware of and encourage your so's interests, but not pretend like you are a fan of them. Most of the other ones in this thread are agreed on by most guys. Most guys don't like women playing hard to get or the baby talk stuff, or bad plastic surgery, but this one stands out. In V think a lot more people get turned on by sounds and dirty talk than you might think. At least I do. Yeah, there's a point at which it's more annoying or just bad, but I'd rather women err on the side of talking moaning too much as opposed to too little. I usually just stick with saying your dong feels so good and variations of that. That gets me going a lot. Like I'm the reason you're getting off and that is ridiculously sexy. I guess when they say it's so big I don't believe them and then think they're bullshitting me because they think I need that lol. Sex is a mind frick. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.